Welcome to another video. Now today I'm talking about this little guy here, this little lavalier microphone. So just before we go out and test this microphone, just a little update on the Kase Clip and UV filter that I did a video on last week. Now in that video I was saying how great an idea this little clip-in filter is. As is tested in that video, the image quality is, right up there. There's no loss of quality. The only issue I found in a little bit further testing was that when I tested it last week, I had the camera set on f4. Now, as you will probably know, anybody who knows photography, when you stop your lens down to like f16, f11, f16, you'll see dust spots on the sensor if there's dust spots on the sensor. Now, like I say, I've just had the sensor cleaned, so I know the sensor is clean. Now, I did test it a little bit afterwards, and I put the camera on f11 and did a few test shots and found there was some spots. And I didn't know whether on the sensor or on the clip-in filter. So I took the filter out, did a couple more test shots, and the sensor's clean. So I gave the clip-in filter a really good clean with a liquid cleaner, filter sensor cleaner, and popped it back in. Same issue, spots on it again. It's like a dust magnet. So the other issue that I had with that was that I couldn't keep this little filter in. Whenever I cleaned it, put it back in, it was all nice and secure, went out and did a few test shots, come back in, have a look in the computer, found there's some dust spots, so right, take it back, take the lens off the camera body, and the little filter would just pop off. A little bit of movement in the camera, maybe I haven't placed it in the camera properly, I don't know, maybe just user error. But there's, at the top of this, I'll give you a close-up view. So what I'm meaning on this is that, I hope you can see this all right, this little piece at the top here is like a little spring, you see, and that clips into I'm not going to open up my camera again. It clips in at the top of the surround around the sensor, and that's all that's holding it in. Now I don't know whether it's just the design of this particular one for Nikon cameras, or whether they're all like this, or whether it's just, say, user error. I also found that when I took the lens off and used a blower to blow any dust off it, this would fall out. Like I say, I don't know whether it's user error or whether it's just the design of it is just not strong enough, but for the meantime anyway, I'm not going to use it. I really want to use it because I think it's a great idea, but I just can't keep this. As I look at it now, I can see a few dust spots on it. It seems to be a dust magnet. So yeah, I'd like to recommend it, but at the moment I really can't. So back to the video on the microphone. I just thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update on how I've got on with using this clip-in filter. Back to the video about the microphone now. I'm testing it out. It's a Boya BY-HLM1. It's a pin style lavalier microphone. Now, hopefully it wasn't too crackly. And that's the little microphone there. This piece here pulls off and you put this piece underneath my t-shirt, place that in on the pins, and all you've got is this tiny little microphone sticking out. Now it's attached to the Rode Wireless Go, just so I can free to move around without attaching wires to the camera. So I bought this from Photo Gear here in New Zealand, and it was $71 New Zealand without freight. I think it was $83 including freight to get it here. So that's not too bad. So as I say, we're going to go outside and test it. I've already tested inside and it works fine. We're going to go outside because it's very windy outside today, so we'll see how it copes out in the strong wind. So I'll put this on before we head out. You can see how I attach it to my t-shirt, so you're going to hear no sound in a minute. There we go. So now, crackle, crackle. There we go. So I've attached that now. Now we'll go outside and test it in the wind. So just before we go out and test this microphone, I forgot to mention this microphone comes in a nice little hard case that you can store the microphone in, so you don't have to have it all tangled up in your bag. Nice little pouch, a zippered pouch, just like that. Right, so we're outside now, outside in the park opposite our house, and see how well this microphone handles the wind. Now we've got a little bit of a rise here in the park here that's sheltering us at the moment, but if we continue walking up here a bit, we shall get into the full blast of the wind and see how well this does with a little wind muff on it. Whoops. So it's been really windy here in Christchurch lately, so it's a good test for this microphone out in the full wind. Now we're getting into the full blast of the wind. How does it sound? It's pretty breezy. Now the reason why I got this microphone was the microphone that I use, the lavalier microphone that I'm using, it's just got one of those little alligator clips on it, and it's getting a little bit susceptible to breaking, should I say. It's I noticed when I've taken on and off the little wire that holds the microphone on is starting to get a little bit looser. So I decided change of style. Instead of an alligator clip, grab one of these ones with the pins in them, clip it on. There's no little wire to break. But then in saying that, the little pins in this microphone, there's 3 pins in it, and they're really fiddly, as you would have seen in the video inside. Trying to put it on, it's not always easy, especially with my eyesight. I really need my reading glasses on to see that closely to me. I suppose if I put it on before I put my t-shirt on, might be right, but yeah, so I thought I'd test a different microphone, see how well that works. and from the tests I've done inside, it seems to be working pretty well. So if this microphone handles this wind out here with this little foam windscreen on it, then I'll be impressed, especially at $71 New Zealand, which is pretty good anyway, considering like Rode lavalier microphones are around $130, $140 I think, from memory. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.